Hello, Wild and Well listeners. We're excited to be with you again today. Happy Monday. If you're listening on the start of your week for Her Huddle, we're excited to greet the week with you. And our topic today is life hacks. And so, really, you can think of like life hacks as quick wins, low pressure, feel good things you can do for yourself and maybe even the people around you, bringing other people with you into these life hacks, especially as we get into the warmer months of spring and summer. You'll sense some of this theme coming up in the hacks that we're talking about today. But really, we felt like this topic is important and valuable just to help us ease into the seasons of spring and summer with a little bit of grace and practicality. So, whether you're juggling kids at home or shifting schedules around in every which direction, or you're just trying to stay hydrated and grounded, we want to help you try to simplify and think of some practical ways and life hacks that you can introduce that don't feel like necessarily overhauling your day or your week. We're really wanting to be approachable with the topic today. So you can think of this episode as sort of like a gentle reset, a handful of hacks that are really designed and that we've handpicked to help you stay grounded, energized, and really enjoy spring and summer this year. So, with that, I'm going to kick it over to you, Becca. What is our unpopular opinion of the day?
Yes. So this is as much for me to remind myself as it is for me teaching it or preaching it out. But the unpopular opinion for us to think about is the perfect beach body is a body at the beach.
Mm,
I was told this right after I had Marcus. He's a March baby. And we went to the pool, and it was the perfect pool body is a body at the pool. Because I had extra fluff. I had, who knows, like we'll call it was. I probably had milk spewing out. Like it just was what it was. And someone really reminded me of that and was like, your child doesn't care if you get in. And 5 years later, we just celebrated Marcus's 5th birthday. Marcus doesn't care what I look like in my bikini or in my swimsuit or in my shorts and t-shirt. What Marcus does care is, am I engaged? Am I playing? Am I having fun? Am I
hmm
doing the things of being present? And so that's just a reminder for all of us as we head into warmer months. We have less sweaters coming. We have maybe shorts on as opposed to longer pants, or we have, a tank top on or a dress or whatever. And my encouragement to all the listeners, to all of our community, and to you and I is may we remember that we are beautiful, that we are whole as we are, and just show up and show out, have fun, be present, and wear things that make us feel confident. And so, my unpopular opinion, it goes a little bit deep, but it comes back out in the perfect beach body is a body at the beach.
Let's make that popular. Let's make that one
Mm,
popular.
I
I,
love
I
it.
like it. Totally agree. I think it's a really good reminder. Yeah, and it keeps us in the present. I think too, which is a really critical part of living well.
For sure. And like as we get into life hacks, like what is my purpose going to a park or going to a beach or going, taking out with friends at a barbecue. I mean, show off a fun shirt if someone wants to, sure. But like really it's to connect with those people. It's to chill and eat a good burger. It's to go play volleyball. I'm terrible at a volleyball, but like it's to go, hang and get my feet in the grass or whatever it is. And so reminding myself like, oh, when I'm focused on me and how I look, I'm actually not perceiving what everyone else does.
100%.
And so I'm actually being more of a dud if I'm like, "Oh, I'm so uncomfortable," or like, "Oh, I don't wanna go." It's a miss for me and it's a miss for my friends. And please hear me say, I get why we do it, right? Like, I'm in a season where I have grays now and I have, lines in my face or I have a little extra skin on each side of my body. But if I choose not to go, I miss out on the good things of life. So it's just a reminder again as we go from bulk season and sweater weather and all that into, you know, showing up in warmer places and maybe wearing less clothes or less baggy clothes to yeah, to be confident in it and to show up.
The perfect beach body is a body at the beach.
Yeah. Call us out though. If you're like, nope, go and get to the gym or go in X, Y, and Z, or like, please cover up, have your reasons why, because we'll go toe to toe. I'm happy to go toe to toe on this. But if you disagree, we still want to hear it. So awesome. Coming in then, February and March had a lot of heaviness. And coming into where we are now, I want us to check in and just say, like, what's one thing we're already feeling chaotic as we head into warmer months? And so for me, and we talked about body image, right? Like that's one thing we as women and men too, but like we as women for her huddles, does come up in my own life. Another one is disrupted routines. And what I mean by that is daylight savings. We now
Mm.
stay up later at our house. My kids are very tired later, but then they also want to get up at the regular time in the morning because it's bright in their windows. And so I'm just thinking disrupted routines. We are getting into new rhythms where people are starting to walk outside. So it's so fun. It's like, hey, how's it going? Or hey, let's just sit outside and kick the ball around, or let's eat popsicles outside, or whatever it might be. And so with the sun staying out later, we now have nights. And so we have disrupted routines. So that's something though that also then affects our sleep and my craziness and some of those things too. So just owning that balance of what does disrupted routines look like as we head into summer months? What about for you? What's one thing that's already feeling chaotic or just more challenging as we head into warmer months?
I think in the summer, I tend to feel that there's just more in general social gatherings that
Mhm.
happen, like the frequency or volume of these invitations, baby showers, wedding showers, just brunch invitations, or just different things of all nature.
Yeah.
I'm sure if you have kids, I'm sure you probably feel this too on like a increased volume of play dates. And so I think it's for me, I always sort of see it spike a little bit moving into like April, May, and then through August, September. And there's a lot of good that comes with that. And sometimes I can feel like overwhelmed and I'm like, okay, I can't say yes to like all of these things. And then you sort of get into this thing where it's like, I'm free in like 4 weeks, and so then you're like scheduling out really far. So that's one thing that I feel like gets a little disrupted or changes with the warmer months.
For sure. And what was that term that you used? It was like no-go FOMO. Like, what was the one that's, like, on the other side of
Oh yeah. Joy of missing out. So JOMO.
oh, JOMO, yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't
Really
remember.
gotta.
Yeah, channel that, right? As we head into these seasons. I couldn't remember it, and so I was like, "Nick, it's like no-go FOMO or something like that."
No go FOMO is an interesting one.
Yeah, but no, exactly, like, how do I channel and saying no maybe if that maybe that's its own life hack, right? Really checking in with my pulse and my body of saying like, do I have the energy? Does my family have the energy to go out? Or do we actually say, no, thank you? And we do schedule a month later, or we do say like, could we meet at the park because we're going to be there anyways and do something like that? Or, hey, let's sit out front and we'll say hi to friends as they pass, but maybe it's not as formalized or something like that. And then on the flip side, for those of us who do have FOMO or are like high extroverts, I'm like, we've made it through hibernation, baby. We are coming into our prime. Settle in. So, right, like I do. I'm one of those people. And so I will have to channel some, some like, hey, do I need to go or not? But really, I'm excited. I'm like, we've made it through the darkness. We've made it
Yeah.
through the winter months, and I'm pretty pumped for that. So, again, we come into each of these spaces feeling what we do. And so, as we get into the life hacks, as much as it's about meaning and finding purpose and also expediting some things, it's to come back to that meaning, to come back to allowing our lives to be more purposeful and also restful and also engaged. What you brought up in the intro. And so thinking about that, I just brought up like how our schedules are different. And so one of the life hacks is lowering the bar morning routines. So
Mm.
for us is we are like go, go, go. We've dialed in. We're in the final months of school and we've just been like, okay, we wake up at this time, then we have breakfast, then we brush our teeth, then we do, a little bit of play, and then we go off to school.
Yeah.
Packed all of that stuff. And so now instead of like saying, okay, do I get a 60-minute routine in there to work out or to do whatever? It's like, oh, how do I find 5 minutes before we go to the park and then see friends and then start to do these different things? So this 5 minute anchoring as opposed to a 60-minute routine. And so what I'm thinking in that is sit outside with coffee. It's nice enough now. And so saying like, hey guys, instead of us playing upstairs or going wherever, I'm gonna lead this or I'm gonna go have coffee. And for those of us who don't have kids, it's saying like, what do I need to make my ritual day or my mundane day in the summertime a little bit more exciting? How do I change that up? And so that is, could I still go sit outside with coffee for 5 minutes? And before I go off to work, when I hear the birds chirping, when I see the blue skies, can I still say, like, okay, before I go off to work, this coffee, it's grounding, it's fun,
Hmm.
today's meaningful, and have those 5 minutes presence. Another one
Yeah.
could be like a one song and a stretch as far as routine goes of, okay, again, before I go off to work or to the craziness of the day or whatever, kids at home, how can I stretch to one song or to do some movement to one song? And then to be present with splashing water on our face. That's another really practical for the morning. We like, it's hot out. Have cold water. It's better. I go to an esthetician now. She says it's better for our skin to use cold water than hot water. Estheticians come on here, tell
Ugh,
us why. I don't know why, but something about it. So even something like that of what's biologically working in our systems. So those are three different ways that we can do like switch up our morning routine as we head into warmer weather to bring us back into a grounded, anchoring place. And what I'd
yeah,
say to that is consistency matters much more than intensity.
I like that. I like that. And all 3 of those ideas, those sort of examples are or can be micro moments, like a song is like what, 2.5 minutes?
Yeah.
Splashing cold water on your face probably takes 30 seconds. Sitting outside with coffee, that you could extend or shorten that as long as you want, which I really like too, so
Yeah. Yeah. So there's ways to go through it then that says, okay, I can calm here, or I can engage here, or I can fit it to the needs, which is what a life hack is how do I shorten something or
Mhm.
make it more efficient to then be more present elsewhere or give time to other things.
Yeah.
So maybe even give calmness to our systems. What about
Mhm.
you? Is there a life hack that you see that you're like, oh, let's explore this more?
Really liking this hydration life hack, so, like, upgrading how we think about our liquids and romanticizing your water, like, that's, like, such a more playful way to think about it, um, and right now I tend to be behind the 8 ball when it comes to my hydration in the sense that I'll often get to a physical place where I'm like, "Oh boy, I think I'm dehydrated. I'm
Mm,
getting a little dizzy or I'm like a little just feel foggy mentally." And then I'm like, I think I missed my opportunity to hydrate today or to like to optimize my hydration. And so I just wonder, like with this hydration hack, if I was romanticizing my water a bit more and like looking forward to an electrolyte that I really like, if I could all just get in front of the 8 ball in the sense that I'm just doing it and I hopefully don't really end up as dehydrated as much.
cool. Yeah, so you're listening to your body, and when your body says, "Hey, I'm thirsty," you're already towards the dehydration, as opposed to being like, "Oh no, every time I go into the kitchen, I just grab a drink of water," or as I jump in my car, I always have a water bottle with me and I drink it. It's when my body says, "Hey, get some water in you," then that's when you start to engage with it.
Yes. And I think in the summer, just like with temperatures and we're always on the go, da da da, that likelihood of arrival at dehydration is
Yes.
probably a lot higher.
For sure. I can relate to that too. One thing that I was just thinking is Marcus, he gives, like, goodie bags now. He's of the age, this was the first time that he had friends over for his birthday, and one of the things that he picked out were these it was space themed, so let me see.
Love it.
It was, these, like, spiral straws that, like, have a little rocket on top, and so that's just, like, a fun little life hack, so I've been there with my little water drinking my spiral straw, and
Send me to the moon, baby.
guess what? At 35 years old, it still hits. And so I use that as like a fun thing. Yes, it matters. This. Now, on the flip side, this could be controversial. I don't know if it's an unpopular opinion. We'll find out. Please, community members, join in. Jen, let me know your thoughts. I don't like the taste of fruit or fresh fruit floating in my water.
Ooh,
Do you like a lemon when you go to, let's say, a Mexican restaurant or to out to eat, and they're like, "Would you like a lemon in your water?" Are you a, "Yep, drop it in," or are you like, "Heck no, let's go"?
I'm a drop it in kind of gal. Go ahead,
Oh,
drop it in.
okay, our palates are different. We found something that we differ on.
Do you have a favorite electrolyte that you like? Like, do you like fruit flavored electrolytes or not really?
I mean, like, I'm okay with electrolytes, I'm okay with Gatorade, like, those sort of things. I know Gatorade has a lot more sugar or might I don't know its actual content it used to and stuff, but, like, electrolytes, sure, pour 'em in packets, like, that's fine. However, I just like
It's the fresh fruit that doesn't do it for you.
yeah, and electrolytes are fine, but I'm actually someone who loves the taste of water, and so I'm like, drop some ice in, right? When we travel around the world, I'm fine to not have ice, but, like, at home, let's drop some ice cubes in, give me, a straw, or let me just sip on my water, and I'm okay with that. Like, I actually love the taste of water, and I'm more on the other side of it where it's like, I do forget summer months where my goal will be have it with me in the car because 'cause we're going all the places. So that really resonated with me of when I'm at home, I drink a ton of water. I love the taste of it. If I'm at work, all those things. However, on the go, I need to get better at having an accessible water bottle. I do love a straw. I know.
I
So
do too.
let's like save the turtles and save all the animals and not use plastic straws, but like hook it in. Like let's have it hooked to the water bottle or whatever. And so or the cup. So back to your question though is when we go to maybe that's where we head later on is like, oh, what cups are the best? I don't know, right? There's all the different ones, the Stanley or the one that starts with an O. There's all those fancy bougie ones, which again, shout out to them for making a good hustle. But back to the fruit with what you were saying there is when I go to like a fancy restaurant or if it's at like a beautiful you bought a baby showers and wedding showers and things like that, often there's fruit. And my mom puts fruit in like when we have Easter and things like that. And it's beautiful. It garnishes it. It's so lovely. And then I'm like, this tastes like water with some raspberry. Like I just, for whatever reason, or like I just had cucumber water, and that's important. Like all these things are healthy. Please hear me say they're beautiful. They're
It's a matter of preference here, folks.
yeah. Maybe I'm just poo pooing it too much, and we need to get back into the life hack. So I'll rein my bougie side in, but or maybe I'm too practical and simple. Homegirl here, I just love water in a cup.
I think your hack is just like keep it simple, it's just like straight up water. And maybe your hack is that you've got the cute, fun straw or the cup, kind of thing.
Yeah, or a hose to go. Look, I'm not fancy like back in the day, remember those? Yeah, no. All that to be said, thank you for indulging me because hydration upgrade is something for me, it's on the go. What does that look like? So,
Yeah.
love that you said that. So, just to remind us and to refresh, romanticize our water. We could do that by adding electrolytes. We could add fruit. We could add fun straws, and then something that's portable, something that allows us, right?
Mm.
Whether it's a cup or a mug or I guess mug wouldn't work there, a cup or like a water bottle or something like that to allow us just to drink more water and stay hydrated. Mental clarity, energy, our moods are increased because of that. So awesome. And then the other one that I'd say for me, so we started with the morning, right? What can we do with our morning routine? How can we have 5 minutes, 30 seconds, something to anchor us? And then the other side of it is for me, I still stink at scrolling at night or engaging with geopolitical content at night. Why am I doing that to my body? It doesn't make sense. It's not worth it. Am I changing the world? I am not. Am I engaging though with my little community of the world? Yes. And so how can I make my community healthier, stronger, better? And that's with me, right? And so the third life hack for today is sunset swap. So it's nervous system reset. So this idea of replacing scrolling with a walk, with sitting outside, with listening to music under twinkly lights or barbecue, but having something at night as the sun's going down or as we calm and we start to like get into our night routine to say like, oh, how can I refresh myself rather than being on the screen?
Yeah.
10 to 15 minute regulation boost, or it could be much longer, right? Like
Uh-huh.
at your house and how beautiful it is, and you do have the twinkly lights, and us sitting back there, like you just pull out chairs and chairs, and you have community over, and it's so awesome. We just sit there and kick it, and the kids play in the grass, or they play with the dog, or they make up their own little thing on your lounge chair and stuff. And so, what about for you? What's your thoughts on the sunset swap?
I like it. I think one thing I might add to the examples is pulling out a book. I'm trying to do that a little bit more now that it is a little bit lighter. Later, I feel like I can either sit outside and read or like sit in my bed and have just not a ton of artificial light like blaring on me while I'm reading. I can have like one lamp and some outdoor light. Granted, we're talking like 6:30, 7 o'clock. She's already in bed reading, so. But yeah, I think reading is another thing I would add. I'm also with you trying to replace the night scroll with the sunset swap.
Cool.
We have a on the walk example, we have a ice cream place that's about a mile away.
Yes.
And so I'm like, okay, let's habit stack, or like, I don't know what the right phrase is. It's
Yep.
like habit stack or like pleasure stack this thing, which is we're going to get a 2 mile round trip walk in and we're going to get some ice cream.
I love. Let's make it a habit stack. Why not? Habitually have ice cream on a 2 mile walk. I love that.
Yeah.
What's your go-to ice cream?
It's Little Man ice cream, which is like a local Denver chain, and so the flavor that I love from them is either vegan Oreo chocolate salted chocolate, or it's like a peanut butter salted peanut butter caramel or something. Those 2 flavors are, like, my favorite.
Guess who's showing up Friday night to go for this 2-mile
Come
walk?
on over.
I'll be like, "Kids, let's go." And guess what? You're gonna have 4 yeses from all the Breens, so
Yes.
you're on.
Get your water shoes on, folks.
I love that idea though, right? Like, those are that I think actually, Jen, is the practical way to as you're sharing that, it's the practical way, as I gather my words, to say, "Oh, doom and gloom, scrolling is so bad." I could look at it from that really harsh angle of shame and why can't I get off my phone? I'm so addicted, all these things. To then saying like, "No, let's just replace it. Let's add something fun. Let's add something that actually does benefit us. And then let's double down on it by adding another component of ice cream where I'm still getting 2-mile walk. That's beautiful. And my palate's enjoying the walk now. I'm having good conversations. Now it's nostalgic because you know what you like to get, right? There's all these other components that actually come in. Whereas when we say like, I'm gonna do these 3 new habits and this is the life hack there, this is the life hack there, this is the life hack there, but we don't attach them to meaning, then they become more of a list and a check the box, which often then results in that we don't complete them or we don't build them into habits. Whereas in this case, it's, "Hey, I'm still gonna remove social media or whatever it is, like late night scrolling or afternoon scrolling, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna add more water into my life, and I'm gonna have a calmer start to my days." All 3 of those things are really good. By doing those, I can double down, triple down by having other meaning to it. So as you were sharing that, I'm like, that actually resonates with me more than anything of how can I build this in is saying, oh, where around our neighborhood, or is it a walk to the park by our house? Or what is
Mhm.
that like gives us excitement to say, hey, how do we start building in that nightly walk, getting on a bike or a scooter, things like that and stuff. So ice cream's at the top of the list for most of my family. So that's
There we go.
in there. Love that. And then just as a reminder, I'm gonna add this one as a bonus seeing our time. Often in our households, we like just go, 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 or it's like from one thing to the next, the transitions. And so offering ourselves a little bowl or a basket or a one place drop where it's
Mm.
maybe keys get lost there, but I'm thinking sunscreen or I'm thinking the dog's leash or I'm thinking like especially with those of us who do have kids where it's like here's a hat, here's glasses, here's all the things and then we run right inside and it's like, "Whoa, how do we transition this?" And just saying, "Here's my bin. I'm going to clean it out at the end of the night." But
Yeah.
we just throw everything in balls, whatever, when we're playing outside, or for those of us that don't have kids, maybe it's an animal or things like that. And so, cheers to you if you have that routine and that transition period already down and packed. I love that for you. For those of you who don't, though, as we go to these all sorts of places with all these invitations that you just shared, Jen, saying like, "Okay, can I have a place that can collect this stuff?" And then the commitment to change it over each night, but saying, "I don't have to do it right now. I can get us settled. I can move us into the house. I can go grab my book and read for a minute, and then I'll
Mhm.
come back and sort out all my 10 different items that I just brought back from these 5 different things today from being out."
Yeah.
So,
I like that a lot.
yeah. Do y'all have, like, a place that catches Benny's toys and leash and all the fun things, or what is kinda your routine when you get in?
Not really. We don't really have sort of like a drop zone. Benny's stuff does, but John and I's stuff don't as much. My stuff definitely does not. I am fondly referred to as sort of like the tornado. Like I bring the tornado with me when I come into anybody's house because I'm just like dropping my stuff every which direction.
Yep.
And my parents were like, "Tornado Jen is back," So I have a tendency to do that. So then I'm always wondering like where my left AirPod went, or why can't I find my keys for the fourth time today? So yeah, that's something that's definitely a hack that I can adopt.
Yeah, any time of day. And guess what? I can too. That's why I brought that one in because these are 4 different ones that I want to try again when we come on here, right? Like some of it is, hey, we've learned this, and so let's share it with others. And then other times it's, hey, I'm exploring this. Community members, what do you think? Wild ones, what do you think? Like as you join this huddle, which one of these are you doing? Can you add one to this? Because for us, I'm just learning as I go, and Jen, I'm right there with you. Like, my parents, as they listen to this, or people who know me, they're gonna be like, "Yeah, Becca's the same as Jen," and that's why she added this here, 'cause I am. I don't have a nickname yet, but I easily could, and so for me to have a place that's not the counter, that's not the bed, that's like, "Here, this is where it is, it's all in there." Sure,
Uh-huh.
dig through it and empty it at the end of the night and put it where it needs to go, but
Yeah.
this can be a one catch for right now and stuff, so
Yeah. Yeah.
beautiful. So just to remind us, some different life hacks are having that drop zone system that we just talked about, then also having a sunset swap. I'm gonna go in the reverse order that we started. So drop zone where we can put something, it's all consolidated. Sunset swap is our nervous system reset, choosing something else besides being on our phones, walking
Mhm.
outside, getting ice cream, things that allow our body and system to regulate for 10, 15 minutes, maybe longer. Then that hydration boost, like you were talking about, Jen, finding how do I romanticize my water? How do I add fun things to the water? Maybe a straw, maybe fruit, something like that, or electrolytes. And then lastly, what's that grounding check in, that anchor to start the day, a morning routine that says, I want consistency,
Mm.
density, giving freedom as we head into the warmer weather to find some regulation, to find some grounding, to then ultimately really enjoy warm weather of Colorado or wherever we are in the northern hemisphere. So, for those of you that are in the southern hemisphere, because we do have some listeners from down south, enjoy your season changing over. I know it looks different for each of us, but I hope it's a really sweet season there too. So, that is her huddles as far as life hack. We back, but what do you have for us to end it with? Our journal prompt of the week.
Yeah, so our journal prompt of the week, a little bit connects to the hacks that we've mentioned, but also the unpopular opinion today. So the prompt is, where am I performing wellness instead of practicing it? Think about some habits or routines that you may be holding on to just because they look good, not because they actually feel good. So yeah, some thought and a little bit of auditing maybe in that one, but I think it can get us that could be almost just sort of like a habit or hack spring cleaning
Yeah.
journal prompt, if you will.
Love it. Not performance based, but really what's a need versus a want, or what really changes within
Yeah.
meaning. Beautiful. Thank you, Wild and Well listeners. So glad that you are here. We love you all dearly and hope that as you move through that spring cleaning, you find some hacks that help you out. We'll see you next week. Be well, y'all.
Bye everybody.